Today's ride is going to be a ride from Prince George to my old stomping grounds in Houston, British Columbia. It will be about 650 kilometers return, and yeah, so it should be a good ride. I'm supposed to expect a little bit of everything today. They're looking for some possible rain showers and some high winds, and then some sunshine. And I'll probably hit all three seasons in one shot. Today I just decided that wanted to go back in the old place there and have a look and see how much things have changed. Haven't been there for a lot of years, so I just wanted to have a good look around, take a drive out to the old mill that I used to work at, and see what changes have been made out there. At one time that was probably still is the highest production mill in North America. So it should be an interesting day. And I'm going to take some video along the way, and I'm going to take a look at our old house and see if it's still standing, and just take a look around Houston. Houston's had some major changes with a sawmill shutting down, so it'll be interesting to see for sure. Well, we're coming into Vanderhoof, which is the geographical center of British Columbia. It's 115 kilometers, 120 kilometers from Prince George, heading west. It's basically a farming community, ranching community. It's actually also on one of the major migratory flight paths for geese, Canadian geese. So it's a pretty little town. There's a lot of lakes and whatnot around here for fishing. A really popular spot to stop is Tim Hortons, and I suppose I could stop in there and change into some rain gear and whatnot, since I didn't videotape anything come between Prince George and here, because main reason was it was absolutely pouring down rain for a good portion of it. And unfortunately, I guess I should have stopped and put my phone on my tank bag. Seems to be okay. The Santa said the phone's connected, so it's still working. But I'm not sure which way the rain is going, whether it's heading west or coming from the west. So since there's blue sky ahead, I think my best choice is just to carry on and see what happens from there. If it does turn out that I have to pull over somewhere and throw the rain gear on, well, I guess that'll happen. But right now it's not too bad. And go a few more miles down the road to Fraser Lake, and that's usually one of my stops. I'll stop there and dry out or throw rain gear on, one or the other. But as usual, you can see that Tim Hortons is pretty busy. Oh, better get stopped here. Don't want to run into the back of this guy. That would ruin my day. But yeah, Tim Hortons is pretty busy as usual. They actually had to put a light there because so much traffic coming out of Tim Hortons onto the highway. Not really sure what they've got going on here. Something for sure. They've got massive trailers set up. Huge work station. Not too sure what they're doing there. Check, make sure the phone is still charging, and make sure it's working. And temperature right now is 15. Well, here's my little stop at Fraser Lake. Sun shining, which is kind of nice. And about halfway to my destination. It's going to be a late night getting home, there's no doubt about that. But that's okay. Pardon me. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a late night, I think, but a late drive. That's okay. As long as the sunshine keeps heading east, hopefully I'll get a dry ride on the way home instead of through that rain. For a while there, I thought maybe I was going to get that all the way to Houston, which I wasn't looking forward to. I was going to actually have to stop and put my rain gear on. But I didn't, so yeah, we'll just carry on from here. Now here we are coming in, or here I am coming into Endako. Pardon me. It's a small little community. Not a whole lot here. There's a kind of a CN bunkhouse, at least it used to be at one time. There's also, not too far from Endako, there's a moly mine, molybdenum. I've actually been to that mine when I worked for a hydraulic outfit, and I'm not really sure if it's even still operating, but it had been here for many years, and it seemed to be on again and off again. But yeah, this is not a very big place. It's sort of got a welcome to and a leaving on the same post. Now we're coming up to Babine Forest Products here pretty quick. One of the major sawmills in the area. Quite a lot of people. Yeah, temperatures come up to 20 degrees. Turned out to be not too bad a day after all that rain. Oh, there's Babine Forest Products hiding in there in the trees. Looks like they got a good supply of logs. Main entrance. Oh, it's a hempen mill now. It used to be Wellwood at one time. I see a couple of trees that are starting to turn yellow. Pardon me. Now we come to the set of twisties that come down into Burns Lake. Woods and Water Recreation. That used to be a Yamaha shop. I don't know if it still is or not, but that's where I bought my first motorcycle. The Yamaha XX650, way back in 1971. That's going back a ways. Seems like all the towns along this highway are downhill, and a lot of them are over a bridge. Burns Lake doesn't have a bridge, but it certainly does have a downhill. That figures. The first light I hit is going to be red. Oh, I guess I could have made it. What the heck, eh? The streets of Burns Lake are certainly, downtown Burns Lake's a bit of a curve. Looks like they've done some stuff on the Burns Lake Hotel. It's looking better than it has in years. Looks like they've dressed this area up a little bit. And that is pretty much the end of Burns Lake. Here we are in the rain, coming up to what used to be Broman Lake. At one time there was a restaurant in there, and it was just a nice ride out from when I lived in Houston. Early in the spring, we'd come riding out here to Broman Lake for a steak sandwich, and yeah, it was a nice ride. There'd still be snow on the side of the road, maybe 3 feet deep, but the highways were clear, so we'd come riding out here to Broman Lake. Yeah, all of a sudden the wind come up. It's when I went by the Burns Lake Airport there, a gust of wind hit me, and holy cow. So you can see by the trees there, the wind's blowing pretty good. So I don't know if that was like a little thunderstorm thing happening or just what. But yeah, what we got here, we got some destruction. Okay, well, we'll slow down for the destruction. See what's going on there. I wonder what they're doing here. I got trouble. Oh, I see. They're going to put a passing lane up here. That's not a bad idea. Well, now we're coming up to Topley. Small little place. And turn off up here is to Grenelle and Babine Lake. And we used to do a lot of camping at Red Bluff, which was a provincial park. It's a nice road. It's 45 kilometers up the road. If I had a whole lot more time, I'd take a run up there. It's a pretty road. But oh, there used to be a restaurant there at one time. That's gone. Houston doesn't even show on the map yet. The mountains are in the distance. It's kind of the start of the Telpa Range. Again, kind of just very beginning of the Coastal Mountain Range. Well, I'm arriving at my destination here today. Then I have to turn around and ride home another, I don't know, 300 kilometers or whatever. But coming into beautiful downtown Houston. I'm going to see how much there have been in the way of changes since my last visit here. I'm going to take a good tour around the town here. This used to be a little tiny Bailey Bridge coming over this when I first came into town, and I guess it would have been July of 1970. There used to be a little Bailey Bridge down there. Yeah, well, there's still remnants of it. That restaurant there used to be very, very popular. This restaurant coming up, her daughter worked there. Not sure what it's called now. Oh, 9th Street Grill. Okay. Bowling lanes. Oh, that's new. Bowling lanes and a movie theater. Oh my goodness. How about that? For quite a number of years we lived here in the Ambassador Trailer Court. Yeah, we lived out here in the, can't remember which spot it was. Oh, it was right over here. Our neighbor, one of the guys that worked at the mill, lived in that one. And I think that's our old trailer. 123, yeah it is. There's There's the street we lived on. It used to be the blue house by the arena. There's the arena, but our house is no longer blue. Yeah, I used to live in that place. They have quite a fence there. There's a swimming pool. Take a wander about here. See what's all in here now. Can you get around this way maybe? Oh, that one's empty. Oh yeah. Turns out in walking through the mall that a fair amount of these stores were vacant. I guess with the one sawmill shutting down and some of the population possibly moving away, there's not much in there anymore other than a post office and a grocery store and one clothing store. And of course a liquor store is still there. That would never disappear. But it's unfortunate that the times have got to the point where a lot of these stores have just shut down. Go up. Oh, there's a sporting goods store. Wild Hotel. Yeah, had a lot of beer in that place. Oh my God, these guys ever gotten a bigger store? On this ride out here, I've made many times. On my old Yamaha, and the newer Yamaha, the 750 I bought. And then my Kawasaki 900 Z1. And this is the, I think I want to ride into their log yard very bad. And they really changed the... Let's have a garage out here now with all the machines parked here. One time there was an old mill built there. And they've completely changed their administration. At one time this was the biggest sawmill in North America. Well, more lumber than in an 8-hour shift than any other mill in North America. Yeah, they really changed it. That's where the kilns are now. I spent a lot of hours in one of those forklifts. And one of those loaders. I spent thousands of hours behind the controls of a 966. It was the original 966C with wobble control, and then the 966D when it first came out with the new improved cab and 3 separate controls that were a lot smaller. It was an interesting transition between the two units. I also operated the Wagner log stacker, which was the equivalent of the Letourneau. It unloaded a logging truck with one big bike. It could lift 130,000 pounds. So it was a pretty interesting machine to operate. Just had to come out here for old time's sake. Maybe little logging trucks come through. Kind of got to watch for those big boys. And the other mill used to be down here. I don't know what's here anymore. Maybe I'll go down and take a look. Just for fun. That was Northwood, the mill I walked at. Well, the garage is still here, by the looks of it. Holy cow, look at the number of vehicles in here. That's where the kilns used to be. This is where the sawmill used to be. Very interesting. I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not, but there is the world's biggest fly rod. It was built many years ago when I still lived here. That was a project done with the Chamber of Commerce, and the personnel manager at the mill I worked at was heavily involved in it. They actually properly scaled a fly rod, and fly fishing is very popular here in the rivers for steelhead and salmon. So they went and they built themselves the world's biggest fly rod as a bit of a tourist attraction. Neat that it's there. Okay. So, the bike's fueled, I'm fueled, and now it's time to hit the road again. I think I reset this, didn't I not? Yes, I did, 3.2, okay. Time to hit the road. I got a fairly long ride ahead of me. Coming up on the right used to be the Houston Food Market. And our oldest daughter worked in that place for some time. It wasn't a pizza place at that time, it was just a general store. And the owner made all the employees there actually count the change back to customers without using a calculator. Something that doesn't seem to happen now. Now they just use a machine to tell how much change to give back. Back in those days they actually had to use a little bit of math. It was kind of interesting. But now it's a great Canadian pizza place. See how much rain I hit on the way home. Pretty sure it's 302 kilometers. Well, so far haven't hit any more rain. That's a good thing. Just coming up to my normal gas stop again, Fraser Lake. I'm definitely going to stop here. I don't know why this guy's only doing 80 kilometers an hour. Anyway, I'm going to be stopping fuel up. I've only got 150k on this tank, and I could easily go to Vanderhoof, but I need a stretch. It's been kind of a long day, so I want to stretch my legs, maybe get a drink, and just have a couple minutes to get off the beast here. Back at the Chevron. It's so nice to see the beautiful blue sky again. For a long time that sky was pretty gray. There had all that smoke in the air, and it was pretty ugly. It's a nice beautiful blue again. There's all wildfires and under control in other places. I don't want to see anybody else losing their homes or buildings. But it certainly is nice to see this beautiful blue sky. Definitely getting closer. I put the windshield back up again here. These bugs are really thick. Had to stop the Vanderhoof just to clean my visor. Look at all these little guys. Were they running through a flock of them? You know, it's a flock of birds. I don't know what it is when it comes to bugs. And why did those bugs have to hit you right between the eyes? I've asked that question before, but I still don't have an answer. They come over the windshield and smack you right between the horns. Oh well, at least they got a shield on. Big beautiful blue sky. This little girl's going to need one heck of a wash when I get home. Well, here I am home again. The day was 650.5 kilometers and 7 hours and 2 minutes long. Actually, it was a little longer than that because I had this thing on pause for a while. So I could say at least 7.5 hours, 7 hours 45 minutes. Yeah, probably a little longer because I did stop for something to eat and I had this thing on pause. So all together, let's see, what does this one say? This one says, yeah, pretty close to the same. I have 30,000 kilometers on the old girl now. So yeah, it was a good ride.